Hey, it's John. It's 11 a.m. in Kelso, the Scottish borders, and I'm down at the riverside walking patch. And as you can see, it's like super beautiful. It's quite cold, so I have like a little gnome hat on, and you can see the river's really high because it's been raining a lot. And I wanted to bring you here, we call this like the riverside walk, and it has another name which I'm sure I'll remember because it does have, I think it's called a Kobe. And I wanted to share a bit about healing the land. So recently I've been going through like my own journey I moved home, and so I've been healing the land in my home. I also have been going on like a journey of past life recalls and learning about the land that I am working on healing in this area, like where I live, where we have our holiday home, our second home down at the Scottish borders here, Kelso. And then also I've been helping a friend over in the US healing their home and their land also. And I feel that the importance of being able to heal the land where we live is that the ground is full of energy, and it's full of our energy, the energy that we create each day and that we consciously or unconsciously send into Mother Earth. And Mother Earth has the ability to transmute this, to transform this energy into, from negative energy into positive, from our waste into the food for other energies to breed. And this river is really important for me because it was one of the first places I learned that this is the river Tweed in Scotland that flows out into the sea at Berwick-upon-Tweed. And come on, Patch, leave the ducks alone. What I really love is that the experience I have here is that the river washes away like huge amounts of energy from the area. So it's like constantly like clearing out the land around it. And I think that's super beautiful because when we do that with energy, it really provides this beautiful clearing experience. Like it's cleansing, it's revitalizing. And whenever I come here, I feel like I've been on holiday, on vacation for like 2 weeks. And so what I've been doing when we moved home, I focused on the land, and I did find that there was some healing that needed done. What I was seeing was that the site had been used as a burial site, but it had trauma, like there'd been, I guess they were murders, felt like part of like a war or certainly a battle dated back several hundred years. And so the bodies that had been buried there were traumatized when they passed, and their energy was still there, and it was stuck in the ground around our home. And as I did more work to understand what was going on in the area, I found that the energy was also blocked. It was like there's energy channels running through, and I feel these run all across the planet, they are a grid, like an energetic grid. Some people call ley lines, or like a crystalline grid that runs like an internet of energy pathways that runs around the planet and allows this energy to flow freely, like this river just here. And just to the right of me is Floor's Castle, which I'll also talk a bit about as well. Well, that's the entrance to it there. So yeah, what I found was that in healing the land, the first important thing is to feel into the energy. So what does it feel like? Like right here, right now, it feels like really, really clear. And there's a little bit of trauma from the land because the river's so swollen. And there's there's also like, there's just so much history here, and I feel like most of the history has been acknowledged, but there has been some left out. And so one thing I was picking up in meditation today, and I was hearing last night, was that I was hearing the words. The words were they bled this land dry, like they fed off this land. And what was really interesting about that was it was like people realized that there's something very magical about this space, that this whole town and the surrounding area has a very high vibration, powerful energy. And what was cool about that was that people would use it for healing, for connecting with other energies and entities. And so a lot of churches are built here, for sure. There's tons, and you can see there's a big stone spire there for a church, a beautiful church, and there's loads of them, like in the street where there's tons. And when I was going through past life recalls and like memories, I was drawn to the Flores Castle, and it's a beautiful castle. It's just the end of the street of where we live when we're staying here. And I love that I keep saying we live here, like we visit, but it's been 2 years, so part of me definitely lives here. And yeah, what I found was that those energy lines that were being protected, it was like after people have been feeding too much of the energy in the land, to almost like taking the food of the energy and then using it for healing and clearing and all the other things that we're doing. What happened was some people got together and decided to protect the land, and so to protect it, they, like the guardians of the land, created like a big bubble, and this big bubble around the area was really, really powerful. And in fact, when I first moved here, I came across this bubble. It was like, and I saw they appeared to me like kind of druids, and they were like people stood in cloaks, and they were these beings were like surrounded in like a giant circle with a dome. It reminds me of the Simpson movie where they have like a big dome over the town. And so I saw that, and they just said to me, you know, stay out of our business, light worker, which I thought was really, really funny. And at the time, a couple of years ago, that was definitely me. Things have changed. I've evolved, and my understanding's evolved, and my abilities. And yes, a big part of me is still a light worker, but I also do a lot more. And yeah, what I found was actually this protection was in place to prevent the land from being, and the energy from being exploited, this kind of sacral energy of the planet. But it also needed healed. And so for the last few days in meditation, I've been working on realigning the energetic pathways that flow through this energetic grid that flows through the town, and that there was blockages. So I'm not quite sure yet where the paths run, but it seems in common, like between my home in Dunbar, and then here also in Kelso, and my friend's home that I was helping with, that all three had a common experience, which was all three had like these energetic pathways flowing through them. We're just going to walk up to the entrance of Flores Castle. Yeah, so by realigning the energetic pathways, I see them like rivers of energy that flow through the land. And what's cool about that is that they, like a river can be dammed, it can be like blocked up. This allows us to, like freeing and realigning the energy allows it to flow like a river through the land properly. It's starting to occur to me as I ask the question, where does the energy flow? It's definitely here, like we're walking on it just now. And so I'll turn around in a second, but this path runs from straight ahead down all the way into the high street behind us. So this is the entrance of the castle all the way down to High Street. And when they built the abbey, which is down in the centre of the town, they did say that they wanted it to be within eyesight, so a line of sight between the abbey and the castle. And I thought it was, I didn't really know why, maybe it's like for protection or something, but yeah, it's definitely for more than that. It's like a realignment. So let me turn around. So yeah, it flows straight down there, and it also flows in the same line as the river, which is really cool. Okay, Patch. So yeah, I really here to honor this land, to honor the energies and entities that protect it, to honor them for their years of service in protecting the land, and to know that I'm ready now to assist with the clearing and the healing and the realignment of this sacred space. And I feel like we don't need to worry so much about the exploitation of this energy and this land anymore, because like that protection is in place with not just people like me, but also with the energy of like the energetic grid that flows. And so by allowing the rivers of energy to flow again underground, we allow this natural protection that they, like a river, is extremely hard to divert or to drain. This constant source energy that flows through the planet all around it, we allow it to flow once more. So yeah, I'm still learning the techniques about how I'm doing this. I definitely see a lot of visualization in my friends and also in my own home example. I also brought down in meditation like a giant column of light down to above the home, and then set the intention to clear and energize and realign the energy pathways, and that really helped massively to allow that to flow once more. And also where I saw blockages, where energy pathways or lines or energy rivers were blocked, allowing them to rejoin or reconnect them together. And that really helped a huge amount. And as I also said at the beginning, like just acknowledging the history, like for any souls that have been lost in the area and buried, or any negative energies or entities that have been blocked, really just allowing them to be healed once more, and wherever they wish to be returned to source. And that's a huge thing for any soul with any lifetime where injustice has happened, to witness it. And I feel like when we witness injustice and shine a light on it, it's then much easier for the forgiveness and the transmutation of that energy to then be allowed from negative into positive. Also, just spending some time and looking into any portals that are in people's homes. Portals are typically not a great thing to have. Most of us don't really know how to access them or use them, and they're often created against our free will. So my advice is, if you experience them, energies or entities, like stepping in and out of portals, and like you're seeing and witnessing some of these events, then during the healing of an energy or a home, it's definitely a good idea to do that also, to close those portals. Patch has decided to stop. So yeah, I think that's about it. I do feel that it's a journey that I've started. It's a really beautiful one. I really enjoy working with the land, and to be able to help others is in new ways, in new unexpected ways, is really nice. And I feel like also it's a huge thing to just honour the history of our lands. Hopefully you didn't get a big shot of a big bit of footage about what I just picked up for Patch. Yeah, I do want to honour the history, especially. It's, you know, it's often not just like big battles and big wars and, you know, genocide and all the big, huge, ugly things at scale. It's also often just small, you know, individual incidents, or when it's been like a family or, you know, groups. Like their energy is, you know, just as valid, just as powerful, and it's important to address. So yeah, I hope this finds you well, and I'll send my love from Scotland. Love you.